Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and it is with great trepidation that I return once again to Creature of Havoc. Now, in this episode, I would like to follow up on that odd hunch of mine last time. Maybe not so odd, but also talk through a few things. So we are back once again with the Rhino Man. And we follow his advice through the door north of here, turn right at the T-junction and follow the passage. You decide to choose the eastward passage and you follow it to a sharp bend to the right. Almost immediately after the bend, you find yourself at the foot of a staircase and climb the stairs carefully. Then a corridor leads straight ahead southwards until you reach a T-junction. Will we turn east or west? I think east was the way to go here, but I don't remember for certain. The rocky corridor continues for some time and then turns sharply southwards. Ahead of you at the end of the passage is a sturdy wooden door. To your left is another door. I believe we needed to try the door on the left. Yes, I'm correct. As soon as you enter the room, two blood orcs, warty creatures with powerful jaws and piercing teeth, get up from a table and grab their swords. A voice is coming from behind them, and you look up to see an elderly human with dirty robes and a long white beard groping the air in front of him and calling out, "Who is it? What is happening? What has disturbed us? Please, God, release this black-eye curse!" The blood orcs are now upon you, ready to attack. You must fight. Fine. Our creature remembers how to fight. It's been some time, but a monster is monster. Let's try for that double kill. Come on. No double kill. We might even take damage on that one. Yes, we did. That's okay. We can still gobble them up like the double kill! Yeah. And now the second orc. That we win. We're on 2 diffs, so that's a 7. Definitely got him again. That should be a draw, right? Yes. Okay, yeah, we're taking that one. It happens sometimes, it's fine. Double kill! We are a monster. With the lifeless blood orcs lying at your feet, your attentions now turn to the human in the dirty robes. He is staggering about in fear for his life, his eyes tilted slightly towards the ceiling. "Have mercy on a blind man, whoever you are. If you're a friend, then lead me from this place. If you're a foe, then leave me be. You are strangely silent. Who are you? Do you understand me? My God, intruder, if you plan to do away with me, then do it quickly, otherwise be off with you. So what is it? Is not misery enough? Show charity, give me gold and free me, or leave me be." Follow the instructions. Ignore him and feast on the meat of the blood orcs. Can I then follow the instructions? The man offers to help you if you lead him out of the dungeon. "My name, if you wish to know it, is Hanacus. I know much of what goes on here," he starts, "for I was the keeper of these dungeons before Zharradan Marr decided that an undead would be more ruthless than an aging wizard and gave that damned Daramus, curse his soul, my position. The only reward for 36 years of service was my black-eye curse and a future as a plaything to be held captive at Daramus's pleasure. All this is interesting to you, and you allow him to continue. I can lead you straight to the Undead Keeper if you will lead me, if you see what I mean. We must travel east until we reach the lair of the Chattermatter, but ignore his prattle, for he seeks only to feed on your flesh. North, then, we must travel to reach Daramus. I can help you slay him with this. From inside his robes, he pulls a silver ring, which has a large bulbous stone set in it. He walks over to you and gropes for your huge, scaly hand, finding it eventually. Look, this ring will fit any finger, even yours. When you meet Daramus, smash the stone into the wall. It will break and release a deadly gas, deadly, that is, to the undead half-elf. It will not harm humans, and will no doubt have no effect upon you. You gain 2 luck points for this information. You look at the ring on your finger admiringly. The human is asking for it back. Why? Now, let's go over this. First off, I am inclined to believe this is Hanacus. It could also be Daramus in disguise, or any other minion. But I'm under the impression this is the only mention of Hanacus we're going to come across. I'm also inclined to believe most of this section. However, he gives me the ring. It's a magic ring which will fit any finger. It may be a... Which means now the ring is on our finger, we might not be able to take it off, right? It could be part a trap, right? To mark us as a victim. Next off, he tells me that the smashing the stone will break and release a deadly gas. I believe this to be a true claim. He says that it is deadly to the half-elf and won't hurt humans, and he claims it will have no effect on me. I'm not a human, I'm some kind of monster thing. I suspect the stone that may heal it, but if I give it back to him, then I need to lead him, right? But that doesn't make sense. Because I think in the past, giving it back to him, he just takes it and then I walk out of the room and leave him here. So I think I need to keep it and carry on my way. This is part of my... Because having him come with me would involve writing so many extra sections to account for his presence, or at one point the game will suddenly go, oh, you've managed to get to this section which you couldn't have got without this information from him. Do you have the ring or not? And if you don't have the ring, it can't assume that he is with me. If I have the ring, it could be like, is Hanacus from... I don't know, that's weird. So I think I keep it. You have no wish to give the ring back to the blind wizard. It may prove very useful to you in the future, and apart from that, you think it looks splendid on your finger. The old wizard wants you to lead him away, but your attitude is mixed. He may slow you down, and you have learned all his useful information. You see, I'm thinking, if we take him with us and he's wearing the ring, he could smash it on the wall. But he's blind, so we'd need to direct him to this. I think having him as the delivery system is good, but if he smashes it on the wall and poisons us, that's another matter. You stand up, brush him aside, and leave. If you come across Daramus, you may use the ring as he has directed, and then probably die. So, you turn south outside the door and head down to the next door. There is no other way onwards. You open the door. Now, this is when we need to go east all the way, then north all the way. All is sounded. This is the room with the coffins. I'm going to push a coffin through a hole in the wall, push them through, push the boxes through the hole in the wall because I am a monster and it seems like a stupid thing to do. Then, I go east. Passage leads east, a short distance ahead you arrive at a rocky bridge across a deep chasm. Far below you can hear the sloshing of a slow-moving river and you step up to the edge of the bridge to get a better look. A disgusting smell is coming up from the river, and as it hits your nostrils you stagger a few paces back. But this is the only way on. The bridge is narrow and wet from the moisture in the air. No doubt it is slippery too. Nevertheless, you have no choice. You hold your breath and step onto the bridge, but halfway across you lose your footing on the slippery bridge. So, you're very lucky. You regain your footing and hurry across the bridge to the other side. Shaken by your near accident, you continue until you arrive at a side passage on the right. You do not like the look of this side passage, so you continue eastwards. So, you follow the passage eastward, peering ahead as the glowstones flick on to light your way. Eventually you arrive at 2 doors and you listen for any clues as to what may be beyond. No noise comes from beyond the door in the north wall, but there are definite sounds coming from behind the door in the east wall. A heavy breathing is unmistakable and it is uninterrupted by loud snorts. This sounds ominous, so charge the east door. Take a point of damage, barge our way through. You try again, and this time the bolt is torn from the frame. The door flies open and you step into a room ready for the creature inside. The room itself has a door in each wall. Scattered around one corner is an untidy pile of bones. In another corner is a half-eaten human carcass. Standing over the carcass and evidently annoyed that its meal has been disturbed is a bulky creature with a hairy face, razor-sharp teeth and wild eyes. As you enter, it attacks and you must resolve your battle with the Manic Beast. Manic Beast versus creature. It's almost like a really bad pun, and with 3 diff, we're taking damage. 5-8, we're taking damage again. Blimey. Well, that's unfortunate. Come on, we're going to get these hits in. Strike this beast down, no matter how manic it may be. Ooh, we just get that one. Double kill! Excellent. Just what we needed. You may, if you wish, regain your strength by waiting for a few moments in the room before continuing. You can pass the time by feasting on either of the dead creatures. We feast on the human. Sorry, I have a tickling in my nose as if I'm about to sneeze. You tuck into your meal. The meat is rather tough, it is no doubt several days old, but while you are eating, something catches your attention. Tied around the human's waist, you find a small leather pouch which contains 2 gold pieces. You take these with you, and you gain 4 stamina points from the meal. Your attention is also captured by 2 glass flasks lying by the side of the unfortunate human. Though they have been battered in the struggle, they are not broken, and each contains a coloured liquid. I believe we drink the green potion because blue turned out to be cursed, right? You put the bottle to your mouth and gulp down the liquid. Almost immediately you begin to feel strength flowing through your huge body. You have discovered and drunk a potion of strength, and it takes effect quickly. Your stamina is restored to its initial level, which I really am going to benefit from. So, let's continue. You leave the room through a corridor in the east wall. The door opens into a dingy corridor which is quite short and ends at a wooden door. When you listen at the door, you can hear conversation rising and falling in pitch as if 2 or 3 creatures or humans were locked in a long discussion. This is your only way onwards. Well, we'll try and sneak into the room. You carefully try the door. It creaks on its hinges but turns easily, allowing you into the room. You're ready for the creatures inside and hope to surprise them, but when you enter, it is you who are surprised by what you see. The room is roughly circular, with doors in the north, south and west walls. And we entered through the west. Around the walls, in between the doors, are dark arches, a total of 6. Which are large enough for you to enter, but from your position it is impossible to know how deep they are. The voices which you heard earlier have stopped, as if your entrance has surprised whoever or whatever was talking. There is no sign of any living creature in the room. You step into the centre and you are startled when the door slams shut behind you. You must now decide what to do. Well, we are going through a door. You may leave by one of the 3 doors leading from the room. Which one will you choose? We won't go west because we came from there. We won't go south because we've been told we have to go north. So north we must go. Assuming it to be true. The door opens into a narrow passageway heading north, and the glowstones flick on to light your way. Unlike the other passageways you have been travelling along, this one has a cobbled floor. The cobblestones feel smooth and pleasant for your great feet to walk on, but you cannot ignore a feeling of apprehension since the stones must have been laid by an organised and intelligent creature. You follow the passage for a short while until suddenly a loud clang sounds behind you and stops you dead in your tracks. You wheel around to find that a heavy portcullis has dropped behind you and sealed off the passageway. You step back to test it, but the bars are much too strong for you to smash or even bend. You have no choice. You turn around and continue north up the corridor. A little further ahead you reach a crossroads. The glowstones light up 3 ways onwards, but you cannot see very far down the passages. We must go northwards for now. 50 to the east is the big oven room that will burn us, and if we don't have the thing... I don't think there's a way we could go back and get a second artifact from the dead adventurers. You follow the passage to the north until you reach a junction. To your left you can see that the passage soon reaches a dead end, but on a ledge in the wall is a large orb of clear stone. To the right, you can see that the passage disappears around the bend heading northwards, and that leads us to a dead end with the room with the coffin in and the auto-kill of being trapped in by the lock of the secret door. If we were leading Hannekus there, maybe he could help us. For now though, let's examine the orb. I have a theory and a plan. You approach the orb. Its perch is only slightly above your head and you reach up to take it. Your claws scrape against the glass as your hand closes around it, but suddenly you leap away and howl in pain. Although its appearance gives no warning, the orb feels red hot to the touch. You lose 1 stamina point from your burns. Well, we're alive, so that's good. A shape begins to form in the crystal. Moments later, a shriveled, death-like human face within the orb opens its eyes and glares at you. Its mouth begins to speak and an eerie voice booms out along the corridor. "Foolish creature! Did you think you could thieve the orb of Daramus? None may touch my sacred crystal, for it is my eyes and ears and my weapons, as you shall see. What will you do now? Do we wait to see what the face of the orb is on next? No, hell no. Leave it and take the other branch of the passageway? No. Return to the crossroads and go west? Go east? I think we have to go west, right? Or is it... No, oh, wait. So there's something we can do here afterwards, right? Where we can explore this weird thing. Right. You find yourself at a dead end. The light is dim and it is difficult to see, so you grope around for a possible way onwards. You hear a strange noise, so we have found another magic door with a pendant. When the smoke clears, a gap has appeared in the rock face. An eerie green light lights up a narrow passage beyond. Will you step through and explore the secret passage? Yes. Assuming this is where I think it goes. Wait, that 443 isn't 81 anymore. Am I? Yes, I am. So this is where I want to be taking this new option, right? This is the hunch I had last time, and We'll see how it plays out this time. You step into the passage and your eyes adjust to the green light. You breathe cautiously as you progress, but it seems that the smoke is not harmful, though it smells a little pungent. So is this some kind of poison smoke that is supposed to hurt people who are not us? The passage leads, after only a few paces, to impenetrable blackness. Not even the green light is penetrating the dark. Your eyes strain to see anything of its surroundings, but without success. Suddenly a light flickers to your left. A small flame lights up something. It is a human face. The face is motionless and its eyes closed. The skin is old and withered, and you cannot tell whether it is alive or dead. Another light flickers. Another somber face lights up before you, and another. Eventually there are 4 faces, all dimly lit around the chamber, probably in the 4 walls of the chamber. An instant later their eyes and mouths flick open, and the silence is broken by a sharp voice which cuts through the darkness. The effect is terrifying. Your progress has been watched, foul creature of destruction. So far you have done well, though you do not know why or what, but you have caused the vapors to be lost. Zharradan Marr himself has decreed your destiny. You shall remain in his dungeon and do my bidding, for I am Daramus, your master. Your first order is this: report for duty at the Yellowstone mines. Leave now and head there immediately. I will be waiting. Pretty much anywhere we go through this option is an auto-kill. So I'm thinking, right? Seriously, given the amount of sections dedicated to this initial dungeon portion of the adventure, that either, once we get out of the dungeon, the remainder of the adventure will be relatively short and any deviation will result in an auto-kill, or this book has got to have more than 400 sections. So, this option was different, right? When we did not have the power of language and we came here, we had an option to, like, try and smash one of the heads. Now we have loudly defy this order, which is different. Let's see where this goes. You growl defiantly at the voice. The 4 lights flicker and extinguish. Almost immediately, a background luminosity begins to light up the area and you can see where you are. The room you're in is large and appears to be quite important, judging by the rich drapes and gilt-framed paintings which hang on the walls. The scenes depicted in the paintings seem to be of hell itself. The 4 faces you saw are elaborate carvings in a soft clay-like material. Standing before you is a tall, gruesome creature dressed in a flowing black cape. 2 red eyes shine out from the depths of its hood. Daramus turns to speak to you. Now, I was suspicious that it was Daramus because the voice wasn't described as a booming voice, but as a sharp voice. You are a recent arrival to these dungeons, he says. You are a fine specimen and a credit to your creator, Zharradan Marr. Yes, this is so. You have been created by Marr and created for a purpose. Zharradan Marr and his physician, Quimel Bone, are obsessed with Maranga, the reformation of life. They continually experiment with the effects of potions and spells on creatures. Some they merely transformed from one type into another. Others they created from preserved organs. Their experiments are not always successful, but when one does succeed, it is sent to me here for observation before its future is finally decided. A future has been decided for you, though I do not know what it is. This is of no concern to me, but your immediate duty is my concern. You must be put to work in the Yellowstone mines, but I will offer you one other alternative. If you do not wish to work in the mines until Marr calls for you, you may choose another future for yourself. Death. Death! His final word turns into a chilling laugh, which resounds around the room. You set your teeth and glare at the creature. You will not be ordered what to do. I take it then that you choose my second alternative, he says, opening a book in his desk. He begins to read something from it aloud. Step over and grab him by the neck. Wait to see what happens next. Escape down a secret passage. I have a silver ring. This is going to end so badly, but you never know. Grabbing him by the throat wouldn't make much sense because he is undead. You remember the words of the blind wizard Hanacus, and you hold up the silver ring before Daramus. What is it? What sort of gesture is... The ring of holy blessing? Where did you get that? Give it to me this instant! His sunken eyes narrow and his gaze becomes fierce and pierces deep into your eyes. For a moment you feel him entering your will, and your clawed hand extends the ring towards him. His hand reaches out to take it from you, but suddenly you manage to break out of your trance. You step over the wall and crash the ring's huge bulbous stone against it. The creature behind the desk shrieks as the stone shatters and a sweet-smelling gas... Oh, the stone on the ring, not the stone of the wall. Not such a large shatter then. And a sweet-smelling gas fills the air. Daramus steps back against the north wall and thumps a panel in the wall with his hand. Almost immediately, the wall draws aside and reveals a secret passage. He takes a step towards the passage, but it is too late. The perfumed aroma has entered his body. Daramus drops to his knees, clutching his throat. He topples over backwards and sprawls lifelessly before you. You have killed the foul creature. You may now choose your next direction through one of two secret passageways. Go west or north? West through the original passageway will take me to the mines and all kinds of auto kills. So I feel I need to be going north this time. Well, that's great, we've got actual progress here. But I think I should also blatantly save. Here we go, we have a bookmark, which means we've lost a previous bookmark. This is 140. I'm not quite sure what we've lost. I hope it's not. Anyway, it's not the Rhino Man section, is it? I think it is, actually. Huh. Well. You are glad to be out of the room and away from the vile creature. You take long strides and follow the passage north. It turns to the west, and your nose twitches at the foul smell of sewage. A strong wooden bridge takes you across the stinking bilge water. You are forced to hold your breath as you cross, but on the other side you quickly leave the filthy river and the passageway turns once more to the north. You arrive at a heavy wooden door out of the rock, which blocks the way onwards. As you are considering what to do, the door opens. A burly, dark-skinned human stands in the doorway. His face is badly scarred and one of his eyes is half closed. His lips curl back in a sneer which shows his few dirty teeth. "Well," he asks, "what is it? Has Daramus sent you? Have you permission to leave Marr's dungeons? Come on, where's your tongue?" Will you nod to let him know that you've been allowed to leave by Daramus? We did understand. Maybe you want to play stupid and see what he does next, or grab him with claws. No, I'll just nod for now. He eyes you suspiciously. "Is that so? Well, no doubt he gave you the gesture too. Come on then, let's have it." Well, bugger. I think I might just be fighting this bloke then. I'm gonna go with a circle. Cross, little too obvious. Religious, he's undead. He might avoid that sign, but also he might use it ironically. Let's go for the circle. "Circle, eh? A circle, eh?" he mutters. "Alright then, in you come." Yeah, that... What if there was no sign? Interesting thought. Amazed at your success, you enter the guard room. It is a dirty place with clothes and food strewn about and an unpleasant smell of mixed stale, sweat and rancid ale hanging in the air. When you're in the centre of the room, you turn to the guard. Crack! Had you turned an instant earlier, you may have been quick enough to avoid the heavy blow which has landed on your head. You fall to your knees in a state of near unconsciousness and lose 4 stamina points. Meanwhile, the guard is advancing towards you with a heavy club in his hand. Well, we're still alive, so we must fight. Something tells me it wasn't the correct. Ooh, 1 diff. Ooh, tough fight. We'll just have to eat him afterwards to get our health back. Got him that time, just... Man, the amount we went 1 by 2 that time, not 1. Okay. Double kill! At last. The guard lies dead on the ground and you step back to catch your breath. Well, we're going to eat him. You gain 3 stamina points for his taste is not to your liking. With a bad taste in your mouth, you leave the body. Your way onwards seems to be through the metal door in the wall opposite your entrance. You step up and try it. It is locked. You strain to see through the small barred viewing hole set in the door. You can see a stone stairway leading upwards and a soft, cool wind caresses your cheek. Let's look for a key, because we have the ability to think and say, look, we may be a monster, but we are a thinking monster, right? Oh, this is going way up. Oh, well, can understand languages. We've gained the power of rational thought. Look, we don't have everything here sorted, but we will search for a key. Alas, this choice will do you no good. Having never come across keys or locks before, you have no way of knowing what a key would look like or what you should do with it. In any case, your large, clumsy fingers could never manage to insert a small key and turn it. Your only other choice is to try battering the door down. You charge into the door. It clangs loudly but does not budge. This only angers you even further and you try again. Let's tap into that irrational, furious, bestial side of our reality. You, on the other hand, have hurt your arm and lose 1 stamina point. Well, we'll keep trying. You try beating the door with your scaly fists. It has been especially made to withstand batterings of this sort, and all you succeed in doing is injuring your hands. You lose 1 further stamina point. Are we really just going to fight to the death here? Because we needed the guard to turn the key for us to open the bloody gate. You pick up a chair and fling it at the door. The chair shatters, but now your anger and frustrations are twice what they were before. You try kicking the door with your large clawed foot. The door seems to shudder a little more than it did before, and a few grains of dust fall to the floor from where the hinges are attached to the rock. But still, the door remains intact. You must lose 1 stamina point for the injury to your foot. Well, we'll keep trying. Yeah, You're now in a blind rage. You feel trapped. You feel helpless. All you want to do is break down that door. But it does not budge. You keep hitting it, your arms tiring, and slowly but surely exhaust yourself and suffer numerous injuries. You're not getting out of this room. Your adventure ends here. So, we need to succeed in tricking this guard. We will nod. We will make no sign. No gesture? Daramus gave you no gesture? The guard is incredulous. You shrug as if to say that you did not see Daramus. But Daramus is always in his chamber. Look, wait here for a moment. I must check his room. Oh, shit. The guard grabs a club and rushes off down the passage, leaving you to your own. So, remain here until he returns, or we'll be dead. Step into his room, look for a way out. I want to remain until he returns. And that's an auto kill, isn't it? Unless he disintegrates. Eventually the guard returns, panting. It seems you're right, he says. There's no sign of him anywhere. Mind you, I can't let you through here. No one's allowed through without Daramus's permission. At least not unless certain special arrangements have been made, if you understand my meaning. He looks at the pendant hanging around your neck. That's a handsome little piece, he says. Now, I'm sure special arrangements could be made if you were to leave this behind. Just our, shall we say, bond to make sure you return. And mine to keep if you don't. If you wish to give him your pendant, he will let you through his guard room, but you may never again find secret passages without it. Make your choice. I suspect, but once we're outside the dungeon, we can attack him. Can't open the door. I'm curious. North. Nod. Cross. Yeah, the cross is the trap. So we definitely have to go... North. Nod. Play stupid isn't gonna... And play stupid might work. Just checking quickly. And we fight. Okay, yeah, so... I do feel like investigating there was okay. So, no gesture. We wait for him to return. We'll go into the room and look for a way out. If we're in the room and he comes back and finds us, he might get suspicious and attack us because he told us to wait here. So, we wait. We give him the only available option. The guard draws a bunch of keys out of his pocket and opens the metal door to let you through. You grunt in thanks and begin climbing the steps. At the top, you find yourself in a cold, stone-walled room with a large stone platform in its centre. Carvings and symbols decorate the platform, which is lit up by a beam of light from a crack in the ceiling. You edge around the room until you reach a door which you shove open. The sight which greets you makes your eyes open wide. Space! You have escaped from the dungeon and have emerged into cool night air. 442, that is more than 400 sections. I'm so glad it is, because there's so many auto kills and dead ends and weird windings. Oh, it's going to be a big book, hasn't it? Slowly you survey the landscape, your mind filled with wonder at the space all around you. You appear to be standing in an open field in which flat stones have been fixed in regular rows. It's a graveyard! Some lie flat and... Oh, of course it is, because they put a necromancer in here. Yeah. Some lie flat in the ground, and some are standing up. To your left, near the edge of this field, is a large building with a tall, pointed roof. On the other side, to the right, is a wood, and a path leads straight into the wood from where you are now. Overhead, a huge white orb hangs in the sky, that should be a G, surely, giving some light, but this light dwindles when great smoky masses drift across in front of it. You are overawed by your new environment, and we haven't discovered the third vapor, which makes me feel like I might have missed something. I'm trying to investigate some of the stones set on the ground around... Well, they're probably gravestones, so we're not going to get too much information from them. Unless we can also read. Because we can understand language. Can we understand reading? Old building or into the woods. Large building with a tall pointed roof, so some kind of church. Let's look at some of the stones then. Ooh, a bird's cry pierces the night as you step through the mysterious stones looking for anything unusual. You pause by a tall, smooth black stone and study the writing on it. Here lies Sorgar Foulblade, smitten in the scullyweed plague, leaving good wife Melinia and sons Chard and Seth. May Claudician take his soul. Not far from this is an ornate stone covered in small carvings of winged creatures and fierce-looking gargoyles. Its inscription is in smaller print, and you must step right up to read it. This ground is cursed where I, Donag Hadorag, lie. Let no man or beast dare set foot on my grave, lest he feel my wrath, and the ground open up to disembowel his miserable body. Donag Hadorag, necromancer of Coven. You look at the ground and see your own clawed foot planted squarely on the centre of his grave. Will you wait to see? No, hell no. Turn and find somewhere to hide. Oh my god, what? This is not going for... Right, there are a number of crypts around, but you choose to enter one which is larger than the others. You slowly push the door open and it creaks on rusty hinges. The room inside is dark and empty except for a great stone tomb standing in the centre of the room. Yeah, we should have just, like, not looked at the gravestones at all. Your claws clatter along its surface as you walk along, studying it. But suddenly another sound catches your attention. The sound of slow, shuffling feet coming from outside the crypt. You open the door and just as quickly slam it shut again. Advancing towards you from the gravestones with staring, lifeless faces are a dozen living corpses. No doubt they are intent on ridding themselves of this intruder. Your eyes dart around the crypt for a hiding place, but there is none. In desperation, you grasp the lid of the tomb and heave it aside. It is empty, but something is happening on the floor of the tomb. Your removing the lid seems to have triggered a secret catch, and the base of the tomb has begun to rumble. It slowly slides aside to reveal a narrow staircase leading downwards. Oh dear god, we were trying to avoid this. So you're taking a chance to army of zombies. No, okay, fine. You follow the staircase downwards, your huge feet desperately trying to maintain their balance on the narrow stairs, and we will test our luck and be lucky. But this feels like it's leading us somewhere bad again, like we've been led astray by our own mistake of searching the tombstones. I feel we should have gone into the forest. Escaped with the ring to the forest of spiders. Yeah, we should not have looked at the tombstones at all. Oh, bugger. The descent is long and steep, but eventually you reach the foot of the staircase, where you find a deadly cluster of iron spikes waiting to greet creatures less fortunate than you in maintaining their balance. However, beyond the spikes, there appears to be no way onwards. You have reached a dead end. You step up to examine it more closely. As you're doing so, a shiver passes over you and you feel an overwhelming desire to sneeze. No matter what you do, you cannot avoid the sneeze, and eventually erupts with force enough to shake the very walls around you. You open your eyes and rub your nose with a scaly hand. Your surroundings have changed. No longer are you at the foot of a staircase with a dead end before you, but instead you are standing at a spot where the dead end is to the west. Where are you? You wander eastwards along the passage until you arrive at a junction. We go north or east. Oh, we're here! No! We're bloody back here again. That's the oven of death. This is... Yeah, we're back in the dungeon. Oh, so if we go 443, can't examine the orb. Go right and go north. 81, no. Go back 279. Take passage to the west, 213. We can't find secret doors anymore, become frustrated, and we're stuck in a loop until we go in the oven and die. So, we are gonna go north. Nod. No sign. Wait. Give him the amulet. And now, look at the old buildings. Oh, witches. Interesting. I was thinking there were zombies for a moment. You walk towards the old buildings, still in awe of your new surroundings. As you approach, you can hear voices inside. They are faint at first, but the closer you get, the clearer their words become. "Tonight is the night, sisters of Romina," cackles one of the voices. "When will it come?" shrieks another gleefully. "When will it come?" shrieks another gleefully. "Quiet!" snaps a third. "Its presence is close. I can feel it." You step up to the door of the building and shove it aside. Screams come from the three women within, but not screams of terror. These are more like screams of excitement. And how very excited they do look to see us. Why, this one's even blind in her old age. The three old women are dressed in tattered rags. Each has long white hair and a stubbly chin, and rubs her wrinkled hands together in anticipation. They are human-like, but smaller. These three ugly witches are the women of Dree. We have heard of them in the epic backstory. Come in, friend," beckons one who is blind. "We have been waiting for you." "Yes," says another whose mouth is toothless and black. "We are the women of Dree. We are here to help you fulfill your destiny." The third one steps forwards and speaks with a voice which hisses like a serpent. "Yes, miserable creatures. We know what you are and who you are, though you do not. The gods have chosen us to be instrumental in your destiny. We cannot control your actions, for you must make the final choice, but we can shape your destiny through our knowledge, and we will watch your progress." "Yes," adds the blind women. "Have you not wondered why one such as you is able to take such steps of wisdom as would befit none less than a scholar?" The three hags turn to one another and chuckle like naughty children. Finally they turn to you. "But before we tell of your destiny," starts the black-mouthed witch, "there is something you must do for us. Sleep tonight and awaken fresh on the morrow, then set off in search for us. Bring us what we need for our potions. Bring us scullyweed root." Oh, wait, that's been mentioned before. Did we miss out on an opportunity to get that down in the dungeon somewhere? Oh, I can't remember. "For this, we will tell you what you must know. We will join you on the night of the full moon." With those words, the three women once more begin their cackling, which is beginning to annoy you. You step forward, but before you can reach them, they have faded to nothing. As silence spreads through the building, leaving only the night sounds outside, you reflect on their words. Will you take up their quest, or would you rather ignore them and make your own way in life? Look, at this point, have I found mention of scullyweed before? And if not, have I missed an opportunity to find it somewhere in the dungeon? I'm not sure. Okay. Well, I'm going to... Look, I can go outside or I can sleep here, right? It's late, it's night, it's dark. I can sleep outside or I can sleep inside, and it's a bit warmer in here. There's a roof, there's walls. As you settle down to sleep in the run-down old building, you reflect on the words of the witches. You must find them scullyweed roots from a plant you have never seen before. However, this task does seem to arouse your interest, and you're aware that something of yourself is developing. Your mind goes back to the blind wizard in the room and how you would never have been able to undertake a task such as this if you now felt as you did then. It's almost as if you're developing wisdom. This notion occupies your thoughts and you drop into a disturbed sleep. When you awake the next morning, light is streaming in through coloured glass in the windows and you heave yourself to your feet. Also, it was a church. A fresh, meaty meal is lying next to you and you eat it. You gain 8 stamina points for the rest of the food and 2 luck points for the encounter, which will put us back up to full. Apart from that point of skill loss, why are we... That skill loss, what it... Oh! No, wait, is that... skill loss or skill gain from a metal plate? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, you may now set off. We have compass directions with no big description of the area. So, there's a forest around. I think this is a good place to leave the episode. I feel I've played long enough and I have made progress. I was gonna call it Creature of, like, faith because of the ring, but we've gained wisdom, so sure. Creature of wisdom the episode is. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the next one, which will come soon. I am going to say goodbye for now, though, so cheerio, everyone. Thanks for watching.